Nityananda.
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण
Sri
माता जी
Hare
पाद
Krishna
प्रणाम
Mataji.
माता जी
Pranam Mataji. So actually today what we are going to read is, today is the appearance day of Srila Lochan Das Thakur. Srila Lochan Das Thakur is the author of Sri Chaitanya Mangal. So we will just read about Srila Lochan Das Thakur, and also depending on the time, if time permits, we will read some of the very famous songs which are very dear to Srila Prabhupada, which he would sing, and we'll try to discuss. Let's see how much time we have. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So let us begin with the biography of Srila Lochan Das Thakur. So a major portion of this biography is Sri Chaitanya Mangal. So we will also get a glimpse of what is there in Chaitanya Mangal, kind of an overview of all the chapters. I'll just start reading. Lochan Das Thakur biography. Srila Lochan Das Thakur appeared in this world in 1520 AD, 34 years after the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 34 years after the appearance. That means he appeared after Mahaprabhu took sannyas. Lochan Das wrote a biography on Lord Chaitanya entitled Sri Chaitanya Mangal, and he wrote many devotional songs. Sri Lochan Das Thakur took birth in a family of Rarhiya physicians who resided in the village of Kogram within the Mahakumar district of Vardhaman. His guru was Sri Narahari Sarkar Thakur. So Narahari Sarkar Thakur is the brother of Mukunda Sarkar. Mukunda Sarkar's son is Raghunandan Thakur. So they are from Sri Khanda. So all are very, very prominent Vaishnava Acharyas. So Narahari Sarkar's disciple is Lochan Das Thakur. I am the servant of Thakur Narahari, Shri Narahari, who is the master of my life. The desire of all my desires I place at his lotus feet, which is that this vile creature, that means this wicked creature, myself, might describe something about the wonderful qualities of Sri Gaur Sundar. In this expectation, he is my only refuge. So this is written in Chaitanya Mangal, that it is his desire to write about the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His father's name was Sri Kamalakar Das and his mother's name Sri Sadananda. He was the only son of his parents, Kamalakar Das and Sri Sadananda, the only son of his parents, Lochan Das Thakur. He was raised in his maternal grandfather's home, mother's father, maternal grandfather's home, and his education was completed there. When he was only a little boy, he enjoyed the good fortune of meeting the devotees of Sri Gauranga. He was married at a very young age. From his youth, he was very attached to Sri Gaur Sundar and consequently very disinterested in material life, though he was surrounded by family, friends, and society. In his youth, he spent the major part of his time at his guru's Shripat, Shrikhanda. So he spent major part of his youth in Shrikhanda, where he learned how to do kirtan. The book that he composed, Chaitanya Mangal, was from the diary of Sri Murari Gupta. Murari Gupta, who resides at Nadia, composed many beautiful verses about the life of Sri Gauranga. These include the youthful pastimes of Nimai, which Murari Gupta personally took part in, and his later pastimes in Neelachal after he accepted sannyas, which were narrated by Sri Damodar Pandit. Okay, so the book of Murari Gupta consisted of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes when he was in Nadia, Navadvip. So at that time, Murari Gupta was there participating with Mahaprabhu in his pastimes, and he was also maintaining a diary. And also the later pastimes of Mahaprabhu performed in Neelachal after he accepted sannyas. And these later pastimes were narrated by Damodar Pandit. Having heard these verses of Murari Gupta composed in Sanskrit, so Murari Gupta's writings were in Sanskrit. So Lochandas Thakur is saying, having heard these verses of Murari Gupta composed in Sanskrit, I have become very attracted, and so I have composed them in the village folk poetry meter of Bengali. So Chaitanya Mangal is in Bengali. So Murari Gupta's verses, now he spoke in Bengali. In his Chaitanya Mangal, Srila Lochandas Thakur has written, my hope of hopes is to hear the lotus, is to be near the lotus feet of Sri Narahari Thakur, to serve and worship him with my very life. The cherished desire of the fallen Lochandas is to be allowed by the grace of Narahari to sing the glories of Sri Gauranga. My Lord is Sri Narahari Thakur, and I am his servant. Bowing and praying before him, I beg him to allow me his service. This is my only aspiration. So this is written in Chaitanya Mangal. Previously in Bengal, especially in East Bengal, now Bangladesh, the poets used to compose sacred songs and verses in different forms of classic rhymes and rhythmic meters called Panchali, such as Lakshmir Panchali, Shanir Panchali, and Manasa Bhashan. The Panchali style of composition was especially used for glorifying the Lord. Srila Lochandas Thakur used the Panchali form of verse meter in composing his famous work Sri Chaitanya Mangal. So the verses of Chaitanya Mangal are in this meter, which is used in the in Bengali. It's a Bengali style of classic. The Panchali form employs, why it's called Panchali? Because it employs 5 different kinds of song styles or meters. That's why when we read Chaitanya Mangal, you will see the song style, the name is given. At, whenever a song starts, the chapters are called songs in Chaitanya Mangal. So at the beginning of that, the song and the meter, how it is sung, is written. There are 5 styles of song or 5 meters. The principal source material that was drawn upon by Sri Lochandas Thakur is in composing his Chaitanya Mangal was a Sanskrit book by Murari Gupta called Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, or it was written Charita, Chaitanya Charita. Lochandas Thakur explains this in his Chaitanya Mangal as follows. That very Murari Gupta, who lived in Nadia, composed many Sanskrit verses about the life of Sri Gauranga, which he later arranged in the form of a book. Having heard these verses from Murari Gupta, Damodar Pandit taught them to me. So uh, where did Lochandas Thakur hear? He heard from Damodar Pandit. So when we were reading Chaitanya Mangal, you remember there was a conversation between Damodar Pandit and Murari Gupta. Damodar Pandit asked so many questions. Murari Gupta gave the answers. So Damodar Pandit is narrating them to Lochandas Thakur. That's how Lochandas Thakur has written his book. So he's saying that Damodar Pandit taught them to me, and I memorized them with great delight. As these Sanskrit verses and the conception of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu imparted to me through Damodar Pandit developed within my mind, it flowed forth from me in the form of these Panchali verses in Bengali, which I write in glorification of the life and pastimes of Sri Chaitanya. So all this is said in the Sutra Khanda. If you remember, there are 4 sections: Sutra Khanda, Adi Khanda, Madhya Khanda, and Shesha Khanda. So in Sutra Khanda, all this is said. In his preface to the Chaitanya Mangal, Sri Lochandas Thakur offers his prayers to Vrindavan Das Thakur before proceeding with the narrative. He says, I offer my prayers of submission to Vrindavan Das Thakur with all my heart. The sweet song of his Chaitanya Bhagavat has enchanted the whole world. This is directly from Chaitanya Mangal. He says this. Vrindavan Das Thakur's Chaitanya Bhagavat was originally called Chaitanya Mangal. It is said that Srila Lochandas Thakur and Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami gave it the name Chaitanya Bhagavat. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Lila Bhagavate Kohe Veda Vyas, Chaitanya Lilara Vyasa Vrindavana Das. Vedavyas has described the pastimes of Krishna in his Bhagavat, Srimad Bhagavatam. Vedavyas has described the pastimes of Krishna in his Bhagavat. The Vyas of Chaitanya Leela is Vrindavan Das. So what does that mean? That means the book written by Vrindavan Das is Chaitanya Bhagavat. Because he is the same person, Vyasdev has written Krishna Leela in Bhagavat. Vrindavan Das has written Chaitanya Leela. So then what is his book? Chaitanya Bhagavat. That's how they named it Chaitanya Bhagavat. The later authors renamed it as Chaitanya Bhagavat. From this comparison between Vedavyas and Vrindavan Das, it has been concluded that Kaviraj Goswami is probably responsible for Vrindavan Das Thakur's work becoming known as the Bhagavat of Chaitanya Leela or Chaitanya Bhagavat. There are many pastimes of Sri Chaitanya that have only been touched on briefly by Vrindavan Das Thakur. These are described in detail in the Chaitanya Mangal of Lochandas Thakur. The Chaitanya Mangal is divided into 4 parts: Sutra Khanda, Adi Khanda, Madhyama Khanda, and Shesha Khanda. The Sutra Khanda has 2 chapters. Adi Khanda has 7 chapters. Madhyama Khanda 12 and Shesha Khanda 3. So how many chapters are there? Sutra Khanda has 2, Adi Khanda has 7, Madhya Khanda has 12. 7, 12 and 3. Adi, Madhya and Shesha. 7, 12 and 3. The contents of the Adi Khanda are as follows. So now this is going to be like a, like a summary of each chapter of Chaitanya Mangal. So this about the biography of Srila Lochandas Thakur, this is what is being said. So in the biography of Lochandas Thakur, we are going to read about Chaitanya Mangal. A big portion of the biography is his work. So please be patient and hear. Okay. Why does it get it? So we'll start from here. The first chapter in the Sutra Khanda. Would you like to take turns reading? We can do that also. Each person takes a paragraph if you would like. Just raise your hand. Otherwise, we'll just keep reading. No hands raised. Okay. The first chapter in the Sutra Khanda is called Mangala Charana. Yes, Prabhuji. Go ahead. Narsinga Praladesha Prabhu.
The first chapter in the Sutra Khanda is called Mangala Charan or auspicious invocation. It brings with a song of the glories of Sri Chaitanya and then praises the Vaishnavas who were personal associates of Sri Chaitanya. After this, Lochandas Thakur offers respect to his Gurudev, Narhari Sarkar Thakura, and prays for his Guru's mercy. He offers his obeisances at the lotus feet of the countless devotees and personal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, known and unknown. Having prayed for the blessings of Guru and Vaishnavas, Lochandas explains that Murari Gupta had written a book in Sanskrit called the Chaitanya Charitamritam, and that since that book is no longer available, he is giving its essence in the form of Bengali verse called Panchali. He then briefly describes the subject in the Adi, Madhya, and Shesha Khandas. Should I
Yes,
continue?
Prabhuji. Let's see if anyone else wants to read. Does anyone else want to read? If you'd like to read, raise your hand or just unmute yourself. Nobody else? Okay. So continue, Prabhuji.
Madam, Mataji, can you increase the font?
Oh,
Make
that's
it-
better.
Yeah, yeah. The second chapter of the Sutra Khanda is called Grantha Rambha.
Grantha Aramba.
Grantha Rambha. For here the book actually begins. In this chapter, Lochandas relates how he heard from Damodara Pandita the story of Jaimini's Mahabharata recital, wherein he describes a conversation between Narad and Uddhava. In that conversation, Narad explained the cause of Krishna's appearance in the golden form of Sri Gauranga. At one time, Narada saw that the coming of the age of Kali, the living beings had fallen into great suffering. He began to worry about how they could be delivered and the principles of dharma restored. Thinking in this way, he decided that only Krishna's descent into the world would deliver the fallen souls and restore the principles of religion. Wanting to appeal to Krishna, to descend as an avatar, he set out for Dwarka Dham At that time, Krishna was staying in the palace of Sri Rukmini Devi. Just then, upon learning that Sri Krishna would soon appear on earth in a golden form with the golden lustre and devotional mood of Radharani, Rukmini Devi became deeply troubled. Feeling separation from the Lord, she fell at the lotus feet of Krishna and began to praising the qualities of Sri Radha, whose devotion was so glorious that Krishna wanted to honor her by assuming her lustre and mood. At that time, Narad entered the room. He explained to Krishna the reasons for his trip and that he wanted Krishna to descend to the earth planet in order to deliver the fallen souls. At that time, Krishna revealed to him how in the future he would appear as the son of Sachidevi and Jagannath Mishra in Navadev Dhama in a golden form with his all transcendental associates. Having
Okay,
seen that,
Prabhuji. Thank you. Sonia Mataji, will you read?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, Mataji, I can try.
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji. Having
Having
seen.
seen, having seen that golden form um, revealed, Narada was overwhelmed with ecstasy, constantly thinking of this golden form, the Lord's plan to appear in Navadvipa Dham as Sri Gauranga. Narada, the best of Munis, went to visit Naimisharanya, all the while singing the glories of the Lord. There, in answer to Uddhava's inquiry about welfare of living beings, he explained how in Kali Yuga, the best of all ages, because of Sri Gauranga's advent, Krishna would appear in a golden form as Sri Gauranga and perform the kirtana of holy name of Hari. Narada told Uddhava how the Lord would come to establish the Sankirtana of holy name of Krishna as a Yug Dharma, the religious principle of the age of Kali. Narada explained the glories of Kirtana.
Hmm. You want to read? Go
Should-
ahead, Mataji. Yeah, continue.
Thereafter, Narad Muni related to related to Uddhava the discussion that had previously taken place when he had gone to Kailasa and visited Lord Shiva, the best of Vaishnavas. There, Narada and Parvati discussed the glories of Mahaprasada. Having heard of the glories of Mahaprasada from Narada, Parvati had performed 12 years of Lakshmi Seva. By her mercy, Parvati got some of Lakshmi Devi's own Mahaprasada and also gave Shiva a small bit of prasada. Not able to tolerate the dancing of the Lord Shiva, upon obtaining this Mahaprasada, the earth came before Parvati, begging her to give the Mahaprasada of Vaishnavas to all the Jivas. With this proposal, Parvati explained how Gaura Avatara would come in Kali Yuga and distribute Mahaprasada to all the fallen souls.
So we have not read this, or it is appearing differently than what we read. What we read was Narad Muni actually went to Kailash, right? Here it is
Mhm.
saying that uh, Narad Muni is telling Uddhava how he went to Kailash. Actually, after leaving Naimisharanya, he went to Kailash, right? That's what we read in Chaitanya Mangal. So I'm thinking I'm just going to skip this part just because I'm not sure, you know. I mean, it's going to be the whole book, but we are going to read directly from the book anyway. So let's read the next part of the biography. So this is the entire book practically, chapter by chapter. In the Madhya Khanda, then what will happen, then next chapter, what will happen. At first, I thought we will read, but I'm thinking we can discuss the songs written by Srila uh, Lochandas Thakur instead. Just because I see some difference in the explanation. That's why I didn't notice that before. Because I don't want you to get confused either. Okay, so we'll do the next biography. There's two biographies. And in this, we have the songs written by Srila Lochandas Thakur. Yeah, Lochandas's songs glorifying Nityananda. I will just read this one. In the Chaitanya Mangal, Lochandas describes his Guru Narahari as being Mahaprabhu's dearest associate. He does not describe Nityananda's glories. He does not describe Nityananda's glories as extensively. Fearful that the neglect of Nityananda might be taken as offensive to his feet, he later wrote a few songs in his praise. These songs are particularly well appreciated by the devotees. Okay, so what is being said is in Chaitanya Mangal, he described his Guru as being our dearest associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he doesn't say much about Nityananda Prabhu. So, thinking that maybe this was an offense to Nityananda Prabhu, then he wrote songs about Nityananda Prabhu. And all these songs are very, very, you hear Srila Prabhupada singing these songs, and they're also there in the song books, our Vaishnava song books, and very sweet. For example, this one, Nitai Gunamani, Amar Nitai Gunamani. Gunamani means money. Money means a jewel. Gunamani means a jewel of all good qualities. Nitai Gunaman. Nitai is a jewel, a money of all wonderful qualities. And he's saying it again and again. My Nitai is a jewel, is a money of all the wonderful qualities. Nitai Gunamani, Amar Nitai Gunamani. Right? Nitai Gunamani, my Nitai Gunamani. What did he do? Aniya Premera Banna Bhasalo Abani. Aniya means he brought Premera Banna. Banna means flood, right? In Mayapur, we used to get floods every year before. So flood means Banna, Banna. So what type of Banna, what type of flood did he bring? Premera flood, Premera Banna. That means he brought a flood of Krishna Prema. He got a flood of love of Godhead. Where did he bring? To this earth. From the spiritual world, Nityananda Prabhu has brought a flood of Krishna Prema to this earth. Premera Banna Loya Nitai Aila Gauda Deshe. And where did he come on this earth? Taking this flood of Krishna Prema, he came to Gauda Desh. Gauda Desh means Bengal. He came to Bengal. Taking this flood of Krishna Prema, he has come to Bengal. And what did he do? Dubila Bhakata Gana Dina Hina Bhase. So he drowned all the devotees, right? Those who were wretched, those who were, very destitute, helpless, everyone, right? He just drowned them all in this love of Godhead. All the devotees, as well as all the, fallen conditioned souls. He drowned everyone in love of Godhead. Dina Hina Patita. Dina, right? Very poor, Hina, those who are very lowly, right? Neglected in society, like untouchables. Dina, Hina, Patita, fallen people, very sinful people. Pamara. So we saw the other day, Pamar also. Ramananda Rai is saying, I am a Pamar. Pamar means the lowest of the Shudra, most sinful. So Dina, Hina, Patita, Pamar, Nahi Bache. So when Nityananda Prabhu got this flood of Krishna Prema and drowned everyone, Nobody, there were no more Dina, Hina, Patita and Pamar. Everyone is delivered. Dina, Hina, Patita, Pamar nahi bache. Brahmara Durlabha Prema Sabakare Jache. That love of Godhead, which is difficult even for Lord Brahma to receive. Love of Godhead is the rarest thing, rarest jewel. It's not easily available. Krishna will give you liberation easily, but he won't give Krishna Prema easily. So that love of Godhead, which is so rare even for Brahma, that Nityananda Prabhu is giving to everyone, all types of people. Sabakare jache. This love of Godhead is going to everyone. That which even Brahma could not get, now everyone is getting. Abadha Karuna Sindhu Tatiya Mohan. That means Sindhu means what? Sindhu means sea or ocean. Abadha Karuna Sindhu. But this ocean is not ocean of water or salt water. This is an ocean of Krishna Prema. This is an ocean of Krishna Prema. But it is blocked on all sides. You know, like in fields, you make bunds, right? Like for rice, when you're growing paddy, you have to keep the field flooded with water. So you have raised bunds on all four sides. Gatlu, karta, right? And then inside water is filled, flooded. And in that you broadcast the seeds and then you transplant rice plants. So like that, this is the ocean of Krishna Prema, but on all four sides it is uh, it's you know, there's walls on all four sides. That means this Krishna Prema cannot go outside. What did Nityananda Prabhu do? He actually cut a canal, right? He cut a canal through the bund, so that now this Krishna Prema will start flowing out. And where is this canal going? He brought this canal to each and every house. You see here. Abadha Karuna Sindhu Katiya Muhana, he cut a canal. Ghare Ghare Bule Prema Aniyara Ban. So he took this canal, he cut it, and he took it to each and every house and is flooding each house with this love of Godhead. Personally, he's taking it. Lochana bole mora nitai jeba na bhajila. So Lochandas Thakur, his opinion is that person who does not worship Nityananda Prabhu, that person who does not serve Nityananda Prabhu, Janiya Shuniya sei Atma Ghati hoila. Atma Ghati means one who's killing himself, who's committing suicide. Knowingly he is committing suicide. One who does not worship Nityananda Prabhu, he is knowingly committing suicide. This is the meaning of this. Nitai Gunamani Amad Nitai Gunamani Aniya Premera Banna Bhasalo Abani Premera Banna Loya Nitai Aila Gauda Deshe Dubila Bhakata Gana Dina Hina Bhase Dina Hina Patita Pamara Nahi Bache Brahmara Durlabha Prema Sabakare Jache Abadha Karuna Sindhu Katiya Muhana Ghare Ghare Bule Prema Amiyar Jana Lochana Bole Mora Nitai Jeba Na Bhojila Janiya Shuniya Sei Atmaghati Hoila. Nitai is the jewel of virtue. My Nitai is the jewel of virtue. He brought the deluge of love of God and flooded the world. He brought the deluge of love of God to Gauranga, flooding the. I'm not reading translation. Not to Gauranga. He Gauda Desha means the land of to Bengal. Okay, flooding the devotees. Okay, so the next one also again by Lochandas Thakur. Akarodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai Abhimana shunya nitai nagare bedai. Adhama patita jive dware dware giya. Hari nama maha mantra deno bilaiya. Jare dekhe tare kohe dante trina dori. Amare kiniya loho bhajo gaura hari. Eta boli nityananda bhume gadi jai. सोनारा पर्वत जनो ढूलाते लौटाए हेनो अवतारे जागती न जन्मीलो लोचन बोले से ही पापी एलो आरगेलो अक्रोध परमानंद नित्यानंद राय अभिमान अभिमान शून्य निताई नगरे बेड़ाई so what are the qualities of Nityananda Prabhu? Akrodha, he never gets angry. He never gets angry. Akrodha, Paramananda, he is always blissful. That's why he is Nitya Ananda, eternally blissful. Akrodha, Paramananda, Nityananda Rai, right? He is the king, Nityananda Rai. Abhimana Shunya, right? He doesn't have, Abhimana or pride, completely prideless. Abhimana Shunya Nitai, Nagare Bedai. So, like this, Lord Nityananda is free from anger, the embodiment of supreme joy, and he is wandering in the towns like this, without any pride or arrogance. He's going in the town. And what does he do? Adhama patita jiver dware dware giya. He goes to the most fallen, sinful people's homes. Each person's home, he'll go and knock on the door. Dware dware giya. He's going to the door and knocking on the doors of each and every sinful, lowly, fallen person. Hari Nama Maha Mantra Deno Bilaiya. And he's begging them, please take, he brings a gift to them and he says, please take this holy name. Please take this holy name. Like this. Adhama Patita Jiver Dware Dware Giya. Hari Nama Maha Mantra Deno Bilaiya. He's giving the holy name, begging them, please take this holy name. He's begging them, take this holy name. Jare dekhe tare kohe dante trinadhari. Whoever he'll see taking a straw between his teeth. Dante trinadhari means that means becoming extremely humble. Jare dekhe tare kohe dante trinadhari. Amare kiniya loho bhaja gaura hari. Please, I'm selling, right? You buy. Amare kiniya loho bhaja gaura hari. So, he's giving, right? No, Amare Kinya matlab you purchase me. What Nityanand Prabhu is saying is, now you by chanting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name, by chanting Gaura Gaura, you can you can purchase me. That means I'll become yours. Anyone who chants Gauranga, Nityananda Prabhu becomes that person's property. Amare Kinya Loho Bhaja Gaura Hari. You buy me. By chanting Gaura Hari, you can buy me, you can take me. The price with which you can buy me is chanting Gaura Hari. Amare Kinya Loho Bhaja Gaura Hari. Jare dekhe tare kohe dante trinadhari. And that how he's saying, he's begging with great humility, keeping a straw between his teeth, he's begging. Amare kinya loho bhajo gaurahari. Just chant gaurahari. Eta boli nityananda bhume gadi jai. Sonara parvata jano dhulate lotai. And how he's asking them? He falls on the ground, literally, and he's begging them. He's falling on the ground and he's begging them. Eta boli nityananda bhume gadi jai. And what does he look like when he's fallen on the ground? He looks like Sonar Parvat, like a golden mountain which is now lying down on the ground. Like that he's looking. Sonara Parvata Jano Dhulate Lotai. Then he falls to the ground looking like a golden mountain rolling in the dust. Last one, Mataji, then I'll take. Then Heno Avatare Jarratina Janmilo. Now, if you see the quality of Nityananda Prabhu, he has no anger, he's always blissful, he's free from pride, and he's reaching out to everyone. He's wandering in the streets, going to door, he's going, and he's begging them with great humility, please take this holy name. And you can, I become your servant, I'll become your property simply if you chant Gaurahari. So anyone, and he's falling down dandavats in front of them. Seeing such an avatar of the Lord, if there is no rati, if there is no attraction for Nityananda Prabhu in a person's heart, even after seeing Nityananda Prabhu, even after Nityananda Prabhu approaches him, if there is no attraction, no rati, no affection for Nityananda Prabhu in a person's heart, Lochan bole, sei papi elo ar gelo, right? There is no one more sinful than that person. If anyone does not have affection for Nityananda Prabhu, who is so compassionate, then there is no one who's, more fallen than that sinner. Say papi elo ar gelo. There's nobody who's more sinful than that person. Mataji, Saumya Brajagopi Mataji, raising your hand.
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ, సాదర ప్రణామాలు మాతాజీ.
Pranam Mataji, చెప్పండి.
మాతాజీ సారీ, మీరు పిలిచినప్పుడు సర్వీస్ లో ఉన్నాను మాతాజీ.
అచ్చా చదవడానికా?
మాతాజీ
ఓకే. అప్పుడు
మాతాజీ ఏళ్ళ ఆరుగేలా అంటే ఇంకా జన్మ మృత్యుల్లో పడి తిరుగుతానే ఉంటారు మాతాజీ, అన్ని పైకి కిందికి అన్ని లోకాల్లోకి.
Whoever lacks faith in such a compassionate incarnation is a sinner who will go as he has come. Acha. Elo ara gelo. Acha. Elo ar gelo. लोचन बोले सेई पापी एलो आर गेलो. जैसे आया वैसे जाएगा. That means he'll be stuck in this cycle of birth and death. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for that correction.
Thank you. Sorry, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So next one also. Parama karuna pahudui jana nitai gaurachandra sabhavatar sarashiromani kevala ananda kanda bhajo bhajo bhai chaitanya nitai sudridha vishwasa kori विषय छाड़िया से रसे मजिया मुखे बोलो हरि हरि देखो ओरे भाई त्रिभुवने नाई हेमो न दयाल दाता अशु पाखी जुरे पाषाण विदरे सुनी जार गुण गाथा संसारे मजिया रोहिली पोड़िया से पदे नहिलो आशा अपन कोरमा भुंजाए शमना कहो ये लोचन दासा परम करुणा पहु दुई जना निताई गौर चंद्र. So these two people, Nitai, these two personalities, Nitai and Gaur Chandra, Gaur Nitai, they are extremely merciful. Parama Karuna. Sabha Avatara Sara Shiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda. So they are, this Gaur Nitai is the crest jewel, essence, right? The crest jewel of all the avatars. And in their pastime, it's only Kevala Ananda. There is no sadness, nothing. Only Kevala Ananda Kanda. Sabha Avatar Sara Shiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda. Bhajo bhajo bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudrida Vishwasa Kari. So you should serve, you should worship Chaitanya Gaur Nitai with Sudrida Vishwasa Kari, with great faith, with great determination. My dear brothers, please chant, please worship Gaur Nitai. Vishaya Chadiya Se Rase Majiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari. Give up sense gratification and relish, right? you drown yourself in this uh, uh, rasa, in this taste. Huh? What is that? By chanting Hari Hari. So you drown yourself in the holy names and relish that taste by giving up sense gratification. Vishaya chadiya se rase madiya mukhe bolo Hari Hari. Dekho ore bhai tribhuvane nai emona dayalatata. You will not find this type of mercy, such uh, merciful, munificent personality in all the three planetary systems. You won't find another person who's more merciful like this. Gaur Nitai. Dekho ore bhai. You can go looking, you won't find. Tribhuvane nai emono doyala data. Right? Data means a giver, right? You won't find anyone who's more liberal, who's more charitable, right? More merciful than Gaur Nitai. Pashu Paki Jure, Pashana Vidare, Suni Jar Gunagatha. Even stones, animals, and birds, when they hear, their hearts melt. They start melting when they hear about the wonderful qualities of Gaur Nitai. Samsare Majiya Rohili Podiya Se Pade Nahilo Asha. What does that mean? Samsare Majiya, someone who's enjoying in this material life, material sense gratification. Rohili Padiya Se Pade Nahilo Asha. They don't have any hope. If somebody is stuck in this, who is taking pleasure in material life, they'll be stuck in this only. Se Pade Nahilo Asha. Apana karma bhunjaya shamana kohaya lochan dasi. So your own karma, right? You'll be like bhunjna matlab meaning you'll get fried, right? You'll be fried in your own karma. If you don't take shelter of Gaur Nitai, and if you are simply satisfied in your own material sense gratification, in your own karma, material activities, all you will get is you'll just keep getting fried in your, that means you'll get tapatraya. You will only get material miseries, you'll only have this material existence. So you don't have any hope if you get caught up only in this material existence without taking shelter of Gaur Nitai. Nitai and Gaur Chandra are the two most compassionate lords. They are the essence of all incarnations, the crest jewels of the avatars, the source of the unique joy of prema. Oh brother, I implore you to worship Gaur Nitai with firm faith. Give up your attachment to sense gratification and merge into this nectar by chanting the names of Hari. Look, O brother, there is no benefactor in the three worlds who is as merciful as they. Even birds and animals are fulfilled by hearing their qualities, and stones melt. Absorbed in the cycle of birth and death, you have fallen by the wayside without any hope for achieving their company. The Lord of Death will come and make you suffer the results of your activities. So sings Lochan Das. Samsare Majiya Rohili Podiya Se Pade Nahilo Asha. Absorbed in the cycle of birth and death, you have fallen by the wayside without any hope for achieving their company. The Lord of Death will come and make you suffer the results of your activities. Yeah. Apana karma bhunjaya shamana. So take shelter of Gaur Nitai is being said. So all these songs are written by Srila Lochan Das Thakur. All these songs which are glorifying Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Gaur Nitai. And today is the appearance day of Srila Lochan Das Thakur. So if you want to Krishna-ize your New Year, you can remember for New Year, you can. Another thing is the disappearance day of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was on New Year too, on a New Year. So we can remember New Year by meditating on Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his mission, by meditating on Srila Lochan Das Thakur, his writings, his songs, like that. So I can stop here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai. Panchakalpatarvyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I'm not wishing a happy new year because once I wished one devotee a happy new year last year and I got chastised saying that we don't celebrate this new year. New year is Gaur Purnima for us. So that is why
Great
I'm not
Mataji.
saying.
అమెరికాలో ఉండి
Why?
కూడా
Yes,
Thank you all so
Mataji.
much.
For us, it is Gaur Purnima, and for Gujaratis, it is Govardhan Puja Day.
Yes.
So we
Yeah.
always start with our Vaishnava calendar. So for us, that is New Year, and we are
Yes.
like Vaishnavas. So
Yes.
for us, it's not. But well, anyway, thank you, Mataji. Thank you for your class and your kind wishes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much, Mataji. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
I'll see
Krishna.
you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Hare Krishna.